Welcome to the Public Infrastructure and Utilities Committee meeting for June 21st. Let me go ahead and start with, did everyone have a chance to review the minutes from our previous meeting?
We got to call the roll.
Oh, we do have to do that, don't we? Why don't we go ahead and do that? Let's call roll to see who is present.
Alderman Vollmer, Alderwoman Keys, Alderman Browning,
Present.
Alderman Aldridge,
Present.
Chair Schweitzer, Alderman Vollmer. Okay, we do not have a quorum just yet. Vollmer is on, but he is not coming to the mic.
Let me shoot him a text.
Okay.
Rip me out the plastic. I can brand new. Oh, I got his number. Never mind. Do you got it, Michael?
I'll shoot him a text.
Okay.
And may make it yet.
Vollmer is on his way.
Thank you. Okay. Looks like
all right. Sorry, the chairman told me it'd be 3:55. I was getting the most of my time in downstairs. All right. 3:53. I have 2 minutes to spare. All right.
Can we call roll again?
Alderman Vollmer,
Present.
Alderwoman Keys, Alderman Browning,
Present.
Alderman Aldridge,
Present.
Chair Schweitzer, Alderwoman Keys. We have 3 present. You have a quorum.
All right, thank you. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from last week? If so, I will entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
So move. Second.
Thank you. Please call roll.
Alderman Vollmer,
Aye.
Alderwoman Keys, Alderman Browning,
Aye.
Alderman Aldridge,
Aye.
Chair Switzer, Alderwoman Keys. We have 3 aye votes.
Okay, minutes are approved. Moving on to item number 4, and I think we're going to skip down to item number 3 under that's Alderman Ryan's bill, since he is not on this committee and does not need to be here for the full meeting. I would like to start there. So Alderman Ryan, you are recognized on board bill number 67.
Thank you, Vice Chair Browning, members of the committee. This is a pretty straightforward bill. It is a stop sign going in at it's a former school that's been converted over to apartments, and there's a crosswalk there. It's a well-utilized crosswalk, and the residents of the neighborhood have requested a stop sign amongst other changes there, and just hoping for your favorable support in installing a stop sign.
Thank you. And I see that Alderwoman Schweitzer has now joined us, so I am going to hand the chairmanship of the committee back over to her. Welcome, Alderwoman.
Thank you all so much. Thank you for your patience. I have a foster cat who had a vet appointment that I was assured would be over in time to make this meeting, so I really apologize for the delay. And thank you, Vice Chair Browning, for taking over. I'll then entertain any questions from the committee if there are any. Feel free to just raise your hand if you have any. Okay, seeing no questions, I will entertain a motion for a due pass recommendation for board bill number 67.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Vollmer,
Aye.
Alderwoman Keys, Alderman Browning,
Aye.
Alderman Aldridge,
Aye.
Chair Switzer,
Aye.
Alderwoman Keys. We have 4 aye votes.
By your vote, you have sustained the motion of the Alderman from the 5th, passing board bill number 67 out of committee with a due pass recommendation. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Alderman Ryan.
Thank you all.
Thank you. As we have guests on board bill number 65, we'll move to that. I will pass that chairmanship back to Vice Chair Browning, since this is my bill. So if we have board bill 65, I guess I'll start here. Madam Clerk, do you mind reading the board bill summary for board bill number 65?
Board Bill number 65, introduced by Alderwoman Ann Switzer, an ordinance making appropriation for payment of the operating expenses, capital expenses, including lease purchase agreements and debt service expenses of the parking division of the Treasurer's Office for fiscal year July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024 in the sum of $19,127,924, including $2,361,578 for capital improvements containing an emergency clause.
Thank you so much. And as the clerk read, this is regarding the budget of the parking division in the Treasurer's Office. And in order to answer any questions and perhaps give an overview, we have a few people from the Treasurer's Office here. Madam Clerk, do they need to be sworn in at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anyone who's presenting.
Everyone unmuted. I'm gonna need you to hold your right hand up and I need to see your faces. So please allow your video to show. Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Your mic is muted, Mr. Freeman. I'm sorry.
Sorry. I do.
I'll mute that mic, buddy.
And Mr. Williamson? We'll come back.
Well, Ms. Smart, Mr. Freeman, is there any additional color that you can add to this just to answer some questions we may have from the committee?
I guess what I can add is additional color. As read, we have a budget of $19,174,924 in expenses. And In addition to that, there were exhibits sent that also indicated what our revenue numbers were budgeted for next year, which is 20,825,395. In terms of what is included in those numbers, of course, in our revenue number, we have the meters and the tickets that we traditionally, enforce, and ticket violations that are written in regards to the meter enforcement. And in those numbers for fiscal 24, we are anticipating an increase from last year's budget of roughly a little bit over 6%. And that is because we are instituting some additional technologies for fiscal 24, which includes the LPR, which is license plate recognition system. We've also done several upgrades on our meters from 2G to 4G. That has been in progress for this fiscal year, that will be fully launched for fiscal 24. And we're also looking at other technologies to implement, which include pay by plate versus pay by space for next fiscal year. So we anticipate that will contribute to an increase in our revenue structure, as well as some modest increases in daily parking and event parking. Daily parking, we're looking at roughly about a 2% increase there, and event revenue about 2% as well. Being very conservative on that respect in terms of the events that we currently know. There are other events that could possibly occur throughout the fiscal year 24, but again, we only budget for what we definitely know at this point, working with our vendors, such as Enterprise Center and of course the baseball being our two major event drawers in the area. We are also instituting a new residential permit parking program for fiscal 24. And that will lend, we're anticipating with it being a new launch, maybe about $27,000 to the bottom line. So we look for that to grow substantially as we start to launch that in July, actually. And so in terms of expenditures, just to give a little color there, we salaries are traditionally about 42-43% of our budget. And as it stands for fiscal 24, we're anticipating total FTEs of about 110, which is an increase of about 4 from last budget, where we are looking to hire some security personnel, as well as some other administrative staff and maintenance and fiscal, and a garage attendant in one of our garages, which is the couples garage, in terms of providing additional security over there. So that, in addition to other efforts that we're launching along, implementing a new PEO uniform program for next year, putting additional signage into our garages, because we are also launching an online monthly parking application next year, hopefully to have that roll out in August, where our monthly parkers will be paying by credit card or ACHs, and will be able to go online and create an account to do so. So that will require additional signage in the garages, as well as additional signage associated with some of the event cashless parking efforts that we are continuing to nurture. We started that in fiscal 23, excuse me. And we anticipate that will continue to carry forth in fiscal 24 at a larger volume, where we're accepting credit cards for events as well. So signage associated with that. We also are looking to do some additional network infrastructure improvements along what's called scale maintenance, which deals with our network system, and other type of software applications to allow us to do the different types of credit card infrastructure changes that I just described in the garages. We do also plan to put some focus on our fleet maintenance. Over the past couple of years due to COVID, we really didn't do a lot of focus on the fleet type expenditures or repair.
Unmuted. I'm over here and unmuted myself. Where am I? Over here.
Unmute yourself.
Okay. We really didn't do, we weren't able to do a lot of those types of things. And so we're beginning to focus in on making sure that we are keeping our fleet up to date with maintenance and repair type schedules. And we just also anticipate making sure that we are focusing in on providing the proper security within our facilities. And so we are in those salary expenditures, we have hired, like I said, security personnel, as well as making sure that we are in the capital expenditures that were identified in the board bill for $2,361,578. In that number, we are also making sure that we are implementing, installing cameras and things of that nature into our garages to make sure that we are focusing on the security features that need to be enhanced.
Well, thank you very much. Do you have anyone else who wishes to present, or are you ready for questions?
I can take questions. I don't think anyone else was actually going to present, so I'm happy to take any questions that you may have at this time.
Okay, thank you. I will start with Alderman Vollmer. Do you have any questions? You are muted.
I'm used to my wife doing that to me. I apologize. I have no questions at this time. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Okay, thank you. Alderman Aldridge.
Thank you for your presentation. No questions.
I noticed that we have Alderwoman Hubbard, Clark Hubbard on the call. Alderwoman, do you have any questions?
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. I don't have any questions either. Thank you for that very comprehensive, detailed description of how the money will be spent. I do appreciate that. At this time, I would entertain a motion to pass this out of committee with a due pass recommendation.
So moved.
Second.
All right.
Previous roll.
Hearing a request for previous roll and hearing no objections, we have now passed getting the board bill number, but the board bill 65 out of committee with a due pass recommendation. Thank you, and I'll hand the chairmanship back to Alderwoman Schweitzer now.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. Moving along our agenda, our last bill for consideration is Board Bill 31. Alderman Aldridge, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. If we could hear it next week, finally got the signatures, really excited, but I know there's several people that wanted to come testify. There's a game today, so they couldn't make it, but they'll be here next week.
Fantastic. We can definitely hold it for next week. Thank you for letting us know. Let's see, moving along the agenda, our next item, we have no resolutions for review, committee discussions. Anyone have anything they'd like to discuss? Do you have any written testimony, Madam Clerk?
No, I do not.
Okay. No announcements. Anyone have any announcements? Okay, excuse members. I would like to excuse Alderwoman Keys for necessary absence.
So noted.
Thank you. And with that, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to
So
adjourn.
moved.
Second.
Second.
Thank you all again for your time. We are adjourned.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.